Hey everybody, I am passing through town here, and this happens a couple times during the week where I take a run out, I come back, I get cleaned up, and then I do another run. So um, I was thinking about this on my drive in that someone had asked me about my shower, and they said like they've seen a lot of the YouTube videos where people have like a really nice built-in shower in their vans, and then of course they've seen the videos that didn't have a shower at all. Some people just they didn't choose that. They had something else in mind for the space that a shower would take. And so they asked me like, well, why didn't you build sort of a nice shower, as opposed to what I came up with, which I think is nice, but I didn't want to give up the real estate that a shower would use, and I don't think I have it to give, to be honest, but I didn't want to lose that. I know I've seen where people will when they're not using their shower, they will store stuff in the shower, and I think that's fine. I could have done that as well, I suppose. But I think if you wanted a permanent shower, you really had to put that more in the planning stages of your build out and include it. And then, my shower came as an afterthought because I was first in that camp where I wasn't going to have a shower in the rig, because for all those years being out on the road, basically living out of an 18-wheeler, I didn't have a shower in the 18-wheeler. I just used the truck stop showers, and I kind of thought that's how I would handle the van life shower situation. And that first year when I took my first trip in the van, this is 2019, January 2019, that's what I did. I think I stopped at a couple of truck stops on my way out there and showered. And then when I got out to the Quartzsite area, there was a campground. And they had the sign out front. I think it was like $5 showers. And I thought, wow, that is a deal. I'm going to grab one of those $5 showers. Now, I'd already checked. They have a laundromat in the Quartzsite area that has showers. And someone told me about another location or two, but the campground was close to where I was camped at, and I thought I'm gonna go ahead and try that one. That was a horrible shower. It was the room that they designated inside this trailer for a shower was so small, and they didn't do I guess I was sort of spoiled at a truck stop. After someone uses the shower, one of the employees would come behind them and clean it for the next person. Now, I don't know what I thought a $5 shower was supposed to be, but I certainly didn't appreciate what I ended up getting for any amount of money. I think at that point I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to spend more to get a better quality shower. The room, the room with more space in it, a place to sit your bag down. There was just literally a shower stall and a door inside this little room. And so I went and found, I don't know, I still had a little ways to go out there, and I think I went to the truck stop once or twice after that. I don't know if I didn't try the laundromat. It was always kind of crowded whenever I went over there. It was always kind of busy, I should say it that way, busy. And so I usually went to the truck stops anyway, well, at least one in particular, to get my breakfast. So I just made it work. The next year that I went out there, I still thought I had it under control in terms of where I could get a shower and things like that. But I ended up camping with some guys. At least two of them had showers inside their rigs. Now their rigs are bigger than mine, but man, I was envious, to say the least. It's like when they'd step out in the late morning kind of thing is usually when most folks started coming out and were open to socializing. There were always those that would come out a little earlier, maybe have their coffee or something like that. But I think one of my neighbors, she would come outside and she would just read a little bit. So I always thought, give people their space, let them do their thing, But I'd always throw a hand up to be polite, if I was walking by or something. But come the afternoon or so, when folks were more so getting out to socialize and started chatting and sitting around what would be the campfire if it was later in the day, but nobody, it was just the fire ring, but you'd bring your chair over if you saw somebody sitting down you'd want to chat with. And man, those guys would step out of their rigs looking like new money. And I just thought, man, I got to come up with something. And so I started experimenting with different ways to accommodate having a shower. I know initially, I'm really just going to focus on this rig, the box truck, the box van. I think initially I had an idea that I could have the doors open with a curtain going between the doors, and I could stand just outside, and I'd have my 5-gallon bucket with hot water that I heated up with my immersion heater. Hold on, let me get the immersion heater. I keep it in the rig in case of an emergency, I guess. In case you guys, I know I haven't showed the packaging on that, but it says bucket heater. This is the one I bought years ago. I think I bought 2 of them because they worked so well. The one was working so well, I said it wouldn't hurt to have a backup. But this is basically an immersion heater, and let's see if I can hold that up where you can see it. But you put that in your bucket, and then you plug this in, and it just starts heating up. And it takes about 20 minutes to heat up a 5-gallon bucket of water to a very comfortable temperature. I don't know, maybe 105, 108, I don't know, 110. I never actually took the temperature of the water. I just know that you could, by touch, you'd stir it a little bit. I use this to stir the water, to get the water moving, and then it didn't take long, 20 minutes or so, and you had 5 gallons of very, very comfortable shower water. And it worked out great. So you combine the immersion heater with something like this. You guys have probably seen them. Where, let's see. And on this version, at least, you put this down in the bucket. Put this thing, and on the end of this cord on mine is where this is where the battery would connect to. And the battery has the on-off switch on it. And then, of course, you have the sprayer. And this thing works great, but the hose is maybe 6 feet long. And so, maybe 6 feet long. So to have this in a bucket and then to try to lift this up over your head, it would usually want to pull out of the bucket or pull out enough where it would not draw the water in. And then it had its challenges, especially if I didn't want the bucket right in the shower with me, so to speak. But anyway, the 1 or 2 times that I tried to use that, I had to put the bucket up on something. I had it elevated. And the thing that always made me nervous about using that is I thought, I'm going to have my hair shampooed, soap all on my face, and that battery is going to go dead. And then I thought, what am I going to do? Because I guess you just start, I don't know, pouring water over your head or something. But that always made me nervous about the battery possibly going dead. So after this, and I don't have it in the rig to show you, but what I did instead of this was, that's when I came up with the bilge pump, and I made it where I could plug it into a cigarette lighter to get voltage. So I knew I wouldn't run out of battery power, and that worked pretty good. And I started experimenting inside the 18-wheeler to give a more sophisticated shower, still using the 5-gallon bucket, but I actually ran pipe and a shower head in the rig and zip tied it strategically so that it could stay semi-permanently in the rig. The only thing that I had to do was heat up my bucket of water and strategically put it where the bilge pump, I could drop it right in, and it was already connected to all the plumbing, and then just plug it in and then hit the button and I had water. And that worked out pretty good. Did that for a long time. But that led me to think I can do even better. But I wanted to do it in here. That's why I got the instant hot water heater. I ran plumbing up the side and over to the shower head, or I don't know. It has the on-off switch. Was that the one that came with the heater? I don't know if that one came with the heater or not, but it's effectively the same thing that came with the heater. And then I made this little shower curtain rod, for lack of a better way of putting it. I started out with a hula hoop in the 18-wheeler because it just, the location seemed like it worked better. Plus it was just easy. I found it at a Walmart. It was just easy. Took 2 shower curtains to go around a hula hoop, and it takes 2 shower curtains to go around this rectangle that I made. And the pan, let's see if I can get you guys to put it down. So the shower pan that I use, this is a tub that I found at like a Tractor Supply type store, farm and fleet type store. So it's for livestock. I guess you could put water in it and your livestock could drink out. But what I like about it is it's relatively indestructible. That's how I would put it. And that, I like that. That's been working out great. So just under my refrigerator is my fresh water tank. Sitting under here, it's a 45-gallon fresh water tank, a little under half full from what I can see. And I don't know if you can see it, but over here in the corner is my water pump. So you can see my vinyl cover and the magnets that hold it up. What this is, by the way, I had some Floor Runner in storage that I'd bought years ago and never used. And when I found it, I thought, oh, well, I'll use that. It's about perfect. So that's all this is the vinyl carpet runner or floor runner people would put in their house in a high traffic area like the hallway or something. And it helps keep the carpet clean and maybe helps it to last a few years longer than it normally would. And then I just got a little pan. It's got the holes in the bottom for soap and my gloves, shower brush. I just recently started leaving that stuff there, and then for the handle for the shower. And this is just for me to control the curtain a little bit. I wrap these little wire ties around it, and that's it. So normally I would start with putting this up to cover the fan. It only takes about a minute to do it. But since it's already up, no point in taking it down and doing it all over again. If I can put you guys right about there. So we'll start by getting the little wire tie off the top, another one off the bottom. Take the shower curtain around, do the same thing on this side, but because I have this hook here holding up the shower rod, what I did was take that one out, and then there's another open hook that I put right here. Whoops. That I can use. I normally can do this with both hands to hold it up, and then the curtain can continue on around the rod. And complete the setup. And so that is effectively what we end up with for the shower stall. So my next step, come over here to the end of the countertop, and I'll hit the switch for the water pump. And back here, we'll turn on the propane. You can see the gauge as I turn on the propane. Always go all the way open with the propane valve. So now we've got propane available to the heater. The heater should still be set from the last time I used it. Very rarely do I have to adjust it. When the winter time, I have to turn the heat up a little bit, and in the summer I can turn the heat down. But the water pressure or velocity usually stays about the same. And to give you guys a demo, oh, I forgot. Got to turn this valve on first. Make sure the water's off. And now we are taking a shower. Now, one thing to keep in mind with a heater like this, it starts heating the water instantly, but in the pipe, there's about 3 feet, 2.5 feet of pipe there, 3 feet up the wall, and about 3 feet over to the shower head. And then there's 6 feet of line going up to the actual handle. And all that's cold water right now. So usually I have to turn it on and let it run a little bit to get that cold water out. When I'm really trying to conserve water, I would let it run into a cup and pour it back into the system, into the tank. But in the summertime, it takes about 4 or 5 seconds to clear the cold water out where you start getting warm water. It's not that big of a deal. I'll just let it run. And then I have access to water, so it's not that big of a deal to lose a little bit out of the system just to get the warmer water flowing through the pipes. Now, after I'm done, we put the curtain all the way back to where it belongs. Gather the shower curtain up in a bunch like we had it, with the little wire ties around it. I'll usually kind of shake it a few times, get it out of the way, pour the water out, turn the propane off, and then turn the water switch off. And that is that. After I dry off, sometimes I'll take my towel and dry off this vinyl covering here to just to get some of the water off of it. Well, I think that's going to do it for my little shower demonstration and walkthrough. Hopefully the information might be of some use to you if it's something you were considering, or if it's something that helps you decide to definitely not put a shower in your rig. Either way, I was glad to have helped. I want to say thanks for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.